Hi, I'm Bob Voss, also known as New Business Bob. Welcome to the New Business Bob Show. As you can see, we have a guest with us today. Today we have Gary Huusko with us, and Gary is a patent attorney. And there's two types of attorneys. There's regular attorneys or real attorneys, and then there are patent attorneys. Gary, could you kind of tell us what a patent attorney is and what makes you guys special?
Well, a patent attorney is a regular attorney,
okay,
who also passes an additional exam in order to allow them to practice before the United States Patent and Trademark Office.
Okay, so you're like better than a real attorney. You got to go through more schooling in that?
No, you just have to pass another exam. It's a tough exam.
It is.
But we
okay.
do have to pass an exam to practice before the Patent and Trademark Office. And that's what differentiates a patent attorney from just an attorney.
Okay, so don't most patent attorneys specialize in some area?
Some do. Some specialize in electronics or mechanical engineering, things like that. But
and what is your specialty?
I do almost everything except electronics.
Okay, so anything, if somebody was going to come to you and it was an electronic thing that they wanted to patent, you'd probably send them to somebody else?
If it wasn't too difficult, I could work with them.
Okay,
but otherwise, yes, I have attorneys kind of in my referral list that I will send them to.
So as an example, Gary, you've been doing this for how long?
Patent attorney?
Yeah.
Since '98.
Okay, so that's roughly 17 years. How many patents have you filed? Didn't think I was going to ask you that.
I have no idea.
I mean,
but you can check.
But you can check by going to the United States Patent and Trademark Office, right?
Yes, go. You'd have to search the applications because patents, some of the patents never issued into patents, or some of the applications didn't issue into patents, or they're no longer patents. So.
Okay, so I know Gary, so I know that he's a really, really good patent attorney, and I was able to get him on camera because when a lot of people are starting businesses, they come up with something new and they want to protect themselves, and this is all about intellectual property. So Gary, when a new business starts and they might have, as an example, they might have a new logo or a new name, is that something that you help them protect?
Yes, I can, but that would be trademarks.
That's a trademark, okay.
Correct.
But you handle that, right?
Yes, I do.
So the average patent attorney doesn't just handle patents, they also normally deal with trademarks and copyrights as well?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Some patent attorneys just deal with patents.
Okay, and some do anything having to do with intellectual property.
Right, and just to clarify, you don't have to be a patent attorney to represent a client in a trademark or copyright matter.
So really any attorney can probably do that aspect of it, but if you've got something that you're inventing where it goes to the United States Patent and Trademark Office, that's where you really come
Correct.
into this whole thing.
Yes.
But I know that I have given you some people that have filed trademarks and that, so you do that stuff as well.
Yes, I do.
And as a intellectual property, going to one person is really a wise thing to do, so you can't handle that for
Correct.
everybody, right?
Correct.
Okay.
I don't disagree with you there.
I don't, because you wanted as much money as possible. By the way, you really look nice today.
Thank you.
You dressed up for this.
I did, yes. Well, this is my
do all
uniform.
patent attorneys dress like this?
No, not all patent attorneys, but most attorneys do.
Is that so you can charge more?
No, so we look good.
So you look good, right? Okay. So you really need to look good.
Purely appearance.
Period. But then you can also charge more because if you look really good, you can charge more.
We actually have a very competitive, reasonable rate. So.
We're not going to get into that on camera, but yes, there are patent attorneys that are really reasonable, and Gary is one of those reasonable patent attorneys, right?
We offer free parking.
And you offer free parking.
Yes.
Okay. Gary, if somebody was going to interview you to see if they wanted to select you as a patent attorney, what questions should they be asking you? If I've invented something, or if Mark has invented something, and he's looking at 2 or 3 patent attorneys and wants to select one of them, what questions should he be concerned about? What things should he ask you?
Well, certainly experience, both not only in the patent field, but maybe in the field of the invention.
Okay.
If there are other patents or applications that they file that are similar, not that I would disclose them as if they're not public applications.
Okay.
And then rates, location, whether you got the kind of characteristics that you can work with the patent attorney.
What do you mean by that? What if you have the characteristics?
Well, some people just don't work well with other people.
Okay.
And one of the reasons that I sit down my initial interview or my initial meeting with a client or prospective client, I don't charge for that initial meeting simply because I get to learn about their invention, tell them a little bit about patent law, let them know other ways that they could probably protect it if it's not patentable, and then we get a sense of each other, whether we can work with each other.
To see if you want to work together. Now, do most patent attorneys offer this first free session to do this, or is this kind of unique to you?
I would guess that most would.
Most
if they were
would?
asked.
And how long does that session usually take?
Usually only about half an hour.
About half an hour or so. So most patent attorneys will give up a half hour of their time just to see if there's a good fit between them.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, that's not the reason. The reason would be to find out what the invention is, what you
they're
can do
gonna
for
need.
them,
Okay.
whether you can help them, and whether they're a good fit for you.
Have you ever turned down a potential client?
I have.
For what reason?
Either their invention was not patentable,
Okay.
or they were a difficult person to deal with. And you can tell sometimes just in the first meeting.
So if you're thinking about going to a patent attorney, you want to take this first initial meeting and sit down with them and basically go back and forth and make sure you question the attorney on their background, what they've done. Ask them how many patents they've filed. Even Gary may not know that, but he will the next time he comes here. He'll know how many he's actually done that. And get all this information ahead of time. If you've created a product, if you created something that you think may have some patentability or may need some intellectual property, I encourage you to go have a meeting with a patent attorney and learn this stuff. Thanks for watching this video. Thanks for Gary being here. Thanks for watching New Business Bob. Take care.